Whoever would have thought that a game about a midget that possesses people while crawling through their ass would make for a good family game? Whoever would have known? Now, but that's what stacking is, in a sense. That's what it does.
Tim Schafer, that's who.
No, this is a downloadable game from THQ, and the developers are Double Fine. Double Fine, they sort of specialize in making kind of cute and original games. They're the ones that made the underrated Psychonauts. And they also made that game where, in Kevin's words, it's that fucking Halloween game. He couldn't remember what the name was.
I never played it, so I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah, Costume Quest.
Mm-hmm.
So they're good at making games for the family, good at making unique games, and that's what this is here. It's sort of a neat, original approach to a puzzle game. We all played this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, I'm joined by Kevin. Kevin, hadn't talked to you in a while. How you doing?
Good, man. It's glad to be back.
Well, it's good to have you back here. And I'm glad that you came back so you can finally get some rest. Come here and take a nap with us, you know?
Pass out.
Been working hard. So I got to go do a recording so I can get some sleep. And we're, of course, joined by the professor himself, Professor Jeff.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you too, Jeff. How are you? You sound so academic. How are you? Mm-hmm. So, we're talking about how cool and original this game is. What is it about? Well, the story here, actually, this is funny because this is sort of this is like a message game too. It's talking about how bad child labor practices are.
Yeah, that's true.
Tried to turn the world's opinion on that around because, we're all in favor of it now, so...
Yeah.
Good job, Double Fine.
Yeah, exactly. Man, come on. I can't get my Nikes unless we have little fingers putting those things together. So, in this game, you have what we call as a central character, what we call the Russian stacking dolls. Now, you've seen that. It's where you pull, like, apart one fat woman. And they're little round wooden dolls. You pull apart one at the midsection, and then there's another one inside of that, and you keep pulling them out more and more and more until you get, like, a really tiny doll. Well, in this game, that tiny doll, that last tiny doll, is Charlie Blackmore. He is the youngest of his family, and apparently he's a midget in this world of little Russian dolls because he is the tiniest one that you will find in the game. Now, his family, they got some bad credit. I mean, they got some debt on their ass because this baron comes in and says, look, y'all owe me some money, and if you can't pay, well, I'm just going to take these little bastards around here, that the kids, and I'm going to force them into labor. And so they take every one of these little kid dolls in his family except for Charlie, because Charlie is just so small. He's the runt. He's like, I don't want your little ass. You can't do anything for me. So Charlie's left to say, well, I'm going to go rescue my brothers and sisters. And while Charlie is small, that works to his advantage. Now, this whole thing, be talking about midgets crawling through people's asses and whatnot, that's a little extreme. What you have here, Charlie's he's a parasite, really. He can crawl into the doll that is a size larger than he is. And they have to be just one size larger than he is. And when he climbs into that doll, he possesses them in a sense. He controls them, and every doll has sort of a unique ability. Now, when you climb into the doll that's bigger than Charlie, that doll that he's in can start climbing into a doll larger than they, and then so on and so forth. And that's where your stacking comes in. And you can use these special attributes of every character for puzzle solving, because this is one big puzzle solving game. And these attributes that these characters have, their unique abilities, they range from anything like kissing somebody, being polite to someone, using your glove to slap the shit out of somebody, or you can fart. You can,
yeah. You could throw a banana. You can headbutt somebody. Everything, anything you could think of. There's guys walking around with tea kettles on their head.
Yeah,
and steam starts piping out of their head for no reason. But each one's different. It's all kind of crazy.
Yeah. I remember and this is the truth. I'm not making a joke here. The way I found out that the characters could fart, I just coincidentally was walking behind this big guy in a white suit, and while I was walking behind him, the camera was all close, and I heard this burp, and this green smoke came on me, and I looked up and I was like, this motherfucker just farted on me. And I thought it was like something that happened when you pass behind a character, like, this guy would just be rude and fart on you. But actually, no, you can use all these different characteristics for different puzzle solving things. You know how it is. Like, you have a hand that's sticking out of a wall. You got to go find the character that does like a good solid handshake so that he can operate a machine that requires you to shake this hand coming out of the wall. You get the idea here. Yeah. So it's a very simple game when you get down to it, and that's not so bad. I'm going to get to how you guys feel about it, but for me, the cute factor worked on me. Everybody knows I got a little soft spot for that because it's a very, very easy game, if you ask me. I mean, I kept expecting a challenge, and nope. I mean, the biggest challenge that I got was probably 15 minutes trying to figure out how to get out of a train station when the conductors went on strike.
Yeah. Right, I kept thinking like it was going to get like the difficulty was going to ratchet up. I had a little bit of a problem figuring out that banana machine because like I didn't know that I could just hop into that air pump. Like I just kept thinking I had to go over with somebody with something that worked the bellows or whatever. I just didn't realize that I could just like it was so simple. Like I could just hop on it. You're
right, man. Yeah, I had the same problem, Kevin. I'm not gonna lie. Because sometimes you'll go into an area already stacked into a doll, and you won't know that you can just be little Charlie. Because when Charlie can operate something by himself, whenever he stands next to an object, the object will glow. And what you'll have to do is you'll have to hop onto that object to operate it. And if you go into a place already nested in a doll, you're expecting like, oh, I got to find somebody with a special attribute, and that's part of the challenge. It's not really a complaint because if all else fails, you finally realize, oh fuck, I just have to be myself here and work with this. So, what'd you guys think about the game?
I thought it was good. I thought that the like you were talking about, the individual challenges for getting through the game were pretty easy, but they do a good job of kind of giving you more value by making sure that every problem has like 5 solutions, and so in order to get 100% completion, you've got to find every solution to every problem, which makes it easy because if you've got 5 solutions, you only need 1 to get through to the next part of the game. But there's just a lot there for people who are looking for to totally be completionist about what's going on there.
Yeah,
it's like the Metal Gear Solid of downloadable games. Like every 2 seconds it like stops and it starts playing like a video or something, and I was getting kind of bored. I was like, this is like, when do I start playing the game? And because it just kind of it goes on. I think it's a little too expensive for what it is. It was $15 to get the game, and it has nice production values and everything, but ultimately it is just you finding the right guy to do something, and there's no real like really limited in terms of the puzzle aspect. I mean, you just have to barely figure something out. Like I was the opera singer, and I went over to that smoky area, and I thought to myself, well, I'm not going to be able to get past this. And then she like breathes in, and like that breathes in all the smoke, and the guy escapes. And I was like, I can't lose at this game, apparently. Like I could have gone in with anyone and managed to clear this level. So I don't know, and it's fairly short. So maybe if it was $10 or something, I know getting over $15 and all that, like an extra $5 isn't that big of a deal, but it just seems like a little bit too much money for what it is.
Well, it's too much money if you're a fucking man playing this game, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, listen, I'm having fun exploring this world because the strengths of the game are that it is a cool looking game. The stuff that Kevin was talking about, first of all, the world that these little dolls inhabit, it's sort of a mouse-eye view of ordinary objects. I mean, think of something like the diorama world of Little Big Planet applied here. You're walking around a world where everything is, is structured around ordinary objects made larger than life. You see matchboxes everywhere. You see large golf balls. You run into things that are almost like toys, and combined with like real world structures like buildings, and so that's kind of cool. I thought
that was kind of weird because it seemed like it started very heavily with that aesthetic, but by the time you get to like the ship, that just looked like a little ship. I mean, it seems like at the train station you've got all these matchboxes and thread spools and stuff like that. But then about a third into the game, that whole aesthetic, to me at least, just seemed to kind of wash away. Like I didn't see it anymore.
Yeah, no, you're right. It kind of comes and goes, and you can tell where they kind of started out with a great idea like that. You're right, and after a while they just said, "Fuck it." It's a short game. We ain't got that much imagination to put into it. So they kind of dropped that idea after a while. And Kevin is right. I mean, now another cool thing about the game is that they tell it through a silent film type aesthetic. I mean, they have these cutscenes that involve these little dolls performing the action, and then like a title card will come up with the words saying either describing the action of the scene or the character's dialogue. And it's kind of cute at first, and I like it, and the music that goes with it is great. But after a while, I'm like, okay, goddamn it, this ain't vaudeville now. I want to play the game. Okay, can I play? And Kevin's right. Some of this went on really long, especially at the beginning of the game. There's a long setup, and I'm like, this has gotten to the point where I should be playing through this story instead of watching it. But
Korey, if they took all that out, if you just got the cut scenes that were, if they were half as long as they were, the whole game would be like 2 hours long.
Yeah, and that's fine with me. If I want to watch a silent film, I'll go rent a Charlie Chaplin movie or something. I'm playing stacking. I want to hurry up and get through this game. And that's the thing about it, too. It does feel a little stretched out. None of this is very hard, and it is a very short game. And I think the longest that the game will probably be is somewhere between 5, 6, 7 hours at the most. And you can get through this in a day.
I don't know. It's kind of one of those games where if you want to make it longer, you can. I mean, if you want to get the trophy or the achievement for finding every single doll on every single level, that's where the game kind of goes from being fun to tedious. But if you're really into it, I mean, it could be twice as long as it was for any of us.
Yeah.
It's basically what it is. This is a children's game.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I mean, this is sort of like an exploring Metal Gear Solid game with Grand Theft Auto, whatever, because they have it's complete with exploring, free roaming. You can go back to areas and complete like little side missions that you didn't get before, just so you can explore that world. And
there is no hot coffee mod for this game, though.
Oh shit, man! Because I was looking for that. I want to see like this, little Charlie trying to have sex with a big Russian doll. You
wanted to see a bunch of wooden peanuts humping each other.
Hell yeah! I want to get into some real stacking, bitch. So yeah, and all of that is cool. I mean, if you're a kid, because the challenge isn't there for adults. The only way an adult can really fully appreciate this game is if you are into games that have a little bit of originality like this, almost like an art game in a sense, if you like looking at it, because it is a fun world to explore. But outside of that, and I'm saying this as a compliment, it is a game for kids. This whole, I think it's misleading to like offer this game to adults without telling them like you might not get your money's worth out of this. I would say $15 is too much. I got this free because I have, I'm part of the PSN network. The PlayStation Plus?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
It was free. It was free on PlayStation Plus. Look at that. I have PlayStation Plus, but I downloaded it on Xbox.
Sucker!
I'm dumb.
They got your money. Yeah, but I got it free, man, off there. So I enjoyed the game very much for free. If you're on PlayStation Plus and you can get it for free, why not? It's a fun game to look at just for a little while. If you get tired of it and you want to put it down, you didn't spend any money. And if you keep wanting to play, then it's like, well, shit, I got more than my money's worth out of this. But if you have an 8, 9, 10-year-old child at home, that is perfect for them. So that's my ultimate compliment of this game here.
Yeah, it's a great game for young people or the infirmed or something.
If you're fucking retarded.
That's what I was waiting for you to go to, Kevin. Like, the young, enfeebled, mentally challenged.
Oh, if you're a grown man and shitting on yourself and your mind is gone, then why not? Yeah.
Grandparents, monkeys.
My mom, So another thing about this is that the camera, while the camera is really great in the game most of the time because it really does immerse you in this world. I like games like this that put you like from a small person's or small creature's point of view, and that's what this does. You really do feel like a part of this world, and it's great to explore. Every now and then that camera's off in that ass, you know, just a little bit too close. You want to turn around and say, hey man, I think Charlie looked at me like, will you get the fuck off me? So it can be a little tight sometimes, as with the camera in any game. I don't think anybody's perfected the perfect camera yet, but it's a cool game, man. Really, I have to say, unless you're getting this for a kid, download it for free. $15 might be a little too much, but a very noble game indeed.
I would definitely say that it's I think I'd go with Kevin. I'd say that if you are going to pay for it, maybe wait for one of the kind of like holiday or mid-level price drops where they bring it down to $10, because I think it's worth $10 just to check out for the art, the models and stuff like that. 15 is probably a little much unless you're just really, really, really into Russian stacking dolls. like in a bad way, but
hey, there's a fetish for everything, Jeff. You know this.
I do, because you got all of them.
Fuck you.
Yeah, hey, I would say just get it for free. Don't do what I did and already own it apparently, and then buy it again. That's dumb.
Kevin's saying, "Hey, it's perfect for me because I'm the retard that paid for it."
Right, yeah.
All right.
I'm amazed I handled the game. It was might have been too much of a challenge. Somehow I got through it.